because that's what he does for us. His children, if he's discipling you and disciplining you, then he loves you and he's working in your life. And every trial that we go through, I think, is just for us to become more and more like Christ, to better reflect the image of our Creator God. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. I'm so glad that you have found this video. My name is Nicole Danielle. I am a homeschool mama to 3 boys. I have one in college. I have a 10th grader and a 5th grader this year, all boys. Our family is whole Bible believers. We practice all of it, Genesis through Revelation. We think it's all valid and still applicable to our lifestyle. We just want to walk like Jesus. Yeshua is what we call him by his Hebrew given name. It's fine. Jesus is cool too. I use them very interchangeably, and all of that applies today because we're going to talk about all of October and a little bit of September, because I realized that I did not give you guys a September update. October was a whirlwind for us, our family. It was so full and life-giving and altering and changing and all of the things. And so I'm so grateful to say goodbye to October and share with you guys what happened. I missed y'all. And yeah, let's just jump into it. So I missed you guys. I really did. And I know I said that in my last video, and it was... sorry, I'm uncomfortable. It's been a while. First things first, I want to show you this. It was, I guess technically a birthday gift. We purchased it a couple days ago at Costco. If you have a Costco, it's Sea and Sand brand candle. Oh, come on. Look at how beautiful this candle is. It's literally as big as my face. It smells incredible. It's this one is amber and patchouli. I hope I said that right. And I wanted to show it to you guys because and it's so heavy. Because I want to get it lit because it smells incredible, and I want to smell it with this. There are 7 wicks. It was $22. I think it's like 21 and like 97 cents or something like that. It's $22. And it would just make a great gift. If we didn't have limited funds, I would have purchased like 6 of them, and I might still do it. It's probably not the healthiest candle. I don't know. I didn't look. It's Costco. You guys can check it out. If you guys are opposed to candles burning in your home, I'm sorry. It's so pretty. Okay, moving on. My birthday's coming up in November. And I was like, ooh, that would make an excellent birthday gift. So thanks, husband. Okay, so October. And I guess really a little bit of September because our family entered into the fall feast. I'm sorry, I didn't prep this. I'm going to just find my notes real quick. Or I grabbed the wrong notebook. Ah, geez. Oh, would it be? Whatever. I'll wing it. Should I wing it? I should wing it. So we did our fall feast days, the Feast of Trumpets. Mommy. Okay, I forgot those. It just makes for way better audio. Okay, so the Feast of Trumpets, we celebrated at the end of September, and or Yom Teruah, if that's what you guys call it. We just brought in the 7th biblical month, and then we counted 10 days to the Day of Atonement. Oh, let me back up. Yom Teruah, the Feast of Trumpets, it was incredible. We met together with our fellowship that evening for I don't know, for worship. It was so beautiful and so incredible. And we were all crowded around in our friend's covered screened-in porch in the South. Oh, it was gorgeous. The weather was perfect, and we just sang and fellowshipped and ate a lot of food and just worshiped our King. With the Feast of Trumpets, our family believes that it has a future fulfillment. It has not been fulfilled yet. We do believe, and we teach our children, that that is the day that the trumpets will blast in the heavens, and our Messiah, our Yeshua, Jesus, will come back down to earth, and that will be when it all begins. That call, if you will, when all of it starts happening. If you read Revelation and things like that, it kind of ties into all the trumpet blasts and stuff. So we do believe that our King is coming back, and he is coming back with a vengeance. And so we did that, and then we did count our 10 days to the Day of Atonement, and we kept the Day of Atonement from the evening of the 9th day to the evening of the 10th day. I fasted, kind of. I was on this carnivore diet, which I haven't given up on yet, but that's a whole different video. So I kind of fasted. I kind of didn't. It's not a commandment to fast. It's just a commandment to afflict yourselves. And I surely did partake in that. I felt wrecked, and also just completely filled up on that day. That day is a day, I'm not exactly sure about like traditionally things like that. I'm not into it. I'm not into like, what do they do traditionally, and what do the Jews do, and how do they keep it? And I just want to keep it as close to scripture as possibly as I can. And so I spent that day, part of that day, in reflection of my own life and of my own walk in these last few years. I've got a lot of healing that I have to do, soul healing and mind healing. This was gut-wrenching, but it also brought out a lot of forgiveness in me. I ended up writing letters to a couple of people that are not safe people to go to and talk to, which you definitely can do that. Somewhere in the New Testament, I believe it's Jesus speaking, where he says, if you come to the altar and you remember that you have an offense, or somebody else has an offense against you, then drop your offering at the altar and you go to them and you make it right between those people. And that's a wonderful thing to do on the Day of Atonement, when you are just pouring out your gratitude and your praise offering to our King. If you remember that you have offended somebody, or if you have a rift between you and a family member or a friend or something like that, you go to them. There are people in my life that are not safe to go to, but I knew that I needed to come before my King, my Savior, to write that all out, to get that all out of me, to bring forth healing, and to ask him to just help me to reach a place of forgiveness and a place of letting go, and to take that from me and to bring healing to those people. I asked that for specific people, I asked that he break them down, to bring them to a place of maturity, because that's what he does for us. His children, if he's discipling you and disciplining you, then he loves you and he's working in your life. And every trial that we go through, I think, is just for us to become more and more like Christ, to better reflect the image of our Creator God. And they truly are a blessing. They don't feel like a blessing, but in the end, you learn so much about yourself, and you grow, and you change, and you mature, and that's what life is all about. So the Day of Atonement, I spent writing letters and reflecting, and then my husband built a fire for me so that I could burn those letters because they could never be given to these unsafe people. And he prayed over me, and it was just very healing and very cathartic, for lack of a better word. And then the Feast of Trumpets, not the Feast of Trumpets, and then Sukkot, the Feast of Tabernacles, Sukkot. That was a blast. Our family kept it, I think it was October 10th when we began. The 10th through the 18th, the 10th through the 17th. I think that sounds right for us. We camped in our backyard. Our fellowship kind of slowly trickled in over the week. It was so fun and so refreshing. I remember we set up on the Sunday. We set up on Sunday. And those who could camp all week long did. And it was so rewarding. It was so beautiful. There's something to be said about living and dwelling inside of tents, inside of temporary dwellings, just this cloth fabric that is keeping you away from the elements. And being with people that you weren't raised with, people that are like-minded, people that all they want to do is worship their king and they want to obey him as best as they possibly know how to. And it was beautiful. We set up this big, huge food tent and decorated it and ate out there and did the fires every night and worshiped and just... It was so much fun. Sukkot is my very favorite time of year. I cry when it's over. I don't like it when my fellowship leaves my home. We're all still talking about it. The kids loved it. One of the little boys in our group was like, I love the Feast of Tabernacles. I love Sukkot, or whatever he said. It was so cute. And the kids just ran around for hours and hours, all day long. They were just kids. They were just beautiful, incredible, screen-free, unplugged children. And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And then, so we got to see my son. He came home for college. He came home from college for a small fall break. And that was beautiful. It was cut very short for myself because he came in on a Wednesday night and we got to spend Thursday with him. And then Friday I left myself personally. The very first time I've ever done that. I am 38 years old. And I've never driven long distances by myself. Never to a different state by myself. And never have I ever stayed in a hotel room by myself. And it was a thing, and I was very anxious when I left, and I did it, and God protected me, and I went to this, it's not a retreat, I can't call it a retreat, but that's okay. It's for women, it's for healing, it's for therapy, it's for just to meet. Yeah, that's what it's for, and that's what I did, and it was very good. And it broke me down a little bit more than what I already had been broken down. Yeah, so that happened. That was a great, great trip. And then Sunday when I came home, I actually ended up meeting my son somewhere in Mississippi. I don't remember where. And we sat and we ate and we got to talk while he was on his way back to college and I was on my way home. So that was fun. What else happened? I have read a lot of books this month. I guess since I've talked to you guys. See, this is where my list would have come in handy, and then I would have had everything written down and I wouldn't forget anything, and everybody would be like, yay, Nicole, she knows what she's talking about, but she doesn't. Okay. So the first book that I wanted to tell you about, I'm going to have to pause this. I don't remember what it was. It's A Place to Belong. Did I tell you guys about that book? I think I did. A Place to Belong. I read that in, I think, September. I finished that book. It was incredible. You need to read it. If it's a repeat, if you've already heard me say this, then literally you just need to go read it. It's incredible. I think I did tell you guys about that. And then what else? And I listened to that on Audible. I am currently listening to Wild and Free. It is awesome. I am loving every second of Wild and Free. It's about just coming back to the roots of homeschooling and bringing your kids in. And it's such encouragement, even for not homeschool parents. There's so much encouragement there to just break off the chains of what we've been taught the last couple hundred years and bring our kids home and give them freedom to explore and to be children and to play. And you guys just need to listen to it or buy it and read it yourselves, whatever you prefer to do. I am totally in an Audible stage of life. It keeps me read and podcasts and things like that. I've already said this before to you guys before also, but I feel guilty for sitting around and reading, and I've got so many other things to do. There was another one, but I think I did talk about that one before, and if not, whatever, it's okay. I'll talk about it again because it was another homeschool book, and it was wonderful. And then I am also reading through the other books that I have told you I was going to read through. I haven't touched them a whole lot, but I'm working my way through them. And then this one, After the Coming, by one of my best friends, Rachel Durham. I will leave this one linked below. So sorry, my nose is itchy. This is like she's also a whole Bible believer, and I'm so proud of her for getting this first book published. I'm so excited for her. It's wonderful. It says, when the EMPs hit, everything stopped. People disappeared and the world was left quiet. Those who were left behind have no choice but to pick up the pieces and try to make the best of things. That is exactly what Raylene Weber is doing. But this task is not easy, especially with those around who don't care about good or peace. Will she always have to fight alone? Look, I have fallen in love with this main character. I am 6 chapters into this book. I read it a lot during Sukkot, and then my life has just been wild ever since, and I can't wait to get through this book. I really can't. It's so cool. And this main character in here, she meets this guy, and I'm just like texting my friend. I'm like, please tell me that they get married and have babies, please. And it's like, I thought that I would have the inside scoop, being such good friends with the author of the book, but I don't. She's teasing me, and I don't know how I feel about that. I'm like, you have to tell me how it ends. She already has book 2 mostly written. She's working on book 3, and of course, as much as I want book 2 in my hands right now, I told her, wait. I was like, just wait, just keep us guessing. It's fine. It's totally fine. It's not fine, but it's totally fine. I'm really enjoying that book. So the kids and I have just finished our first units. We did Indigenous Peoples with Gather Round. It was okay. I wasn't like crazy impressed with this unit study. Because we're doing U.S. history and that was a Canadian unit study, I wanted to do it anyway. I didn't know how much Indigenous people we were going to get with our American units. And we have begun that. We're in lesson 2 of the next one. And we are getting some Indigenous peoples. I am grateful that I started with the Indigenous peoples unit. Because I really wanted to dig in, and we are going to take that trip to Chickasaw soon, and maybe another one. I haven't decided what, but I do want my kids to like get in there and like see how our like foundation was, and to just really get immersed in that culture. So I'm glad that we did it, but I wasn't like super crazy impressed by it, if that makes any sense at all. And so we're finished with that one. We have just started the, what is it called? American History Unit. It's Unit 1, and I cannot remember. I think it's called like in the beginning or beginnings or something like that. I'll link it. I'll let you know. I have a blog that I've never shared with you guys, and I can link that blog post specifically because you can contact me and you can get the test that I created for both the Indigenous Peoples Unit and the natural medicine unit that we did for science / biology / health, whatever. I'm giving my kids credit for kind of all of that. That one was wonderful. That with the Skills of Natural Medicine by Campfire Curriculum, y'all, that was hands down, I think, my favorite thing that I've done so far in homeschooling, and that's saying a lot. We are saving that unit study. We will pick that through up again in the springtime. There are a lot of things left that we can do. Because it is full right now, we weren't able to like get our hands on the dandelions and stuff like that. So in the springtime, I think I have told you guys about that dandelion unit study. We will pull that out and we will do that. And we will pull that natural medicine unit skill book thing back out and we will do the rest of those things. We made a lot of the things. We made smoothies and coffees. The kids made dinner. We made tinctures. I personally made an oil extraction. It's in the window right now. What else did we do? I can't remember. We made poultices, or one poultice, and they retained a lot of information. They did. The things that I wish I had focused more on with that unit study is the different like types of things that you can make with herbs. I didn't focus too hard on it, and it was kind of confusing when we were going back over it and reviewing it. I guess my mistake was that I know these things, and they've been exposed to these things for years, like essential oils, and they take tinctures, and that's just how we do medicine in this house. I guess I didn't focus on that as much as I should have and just assumed that they knew things. And so I wish I had done that better. So there's that. And I will link that blog post and let you know, let you read that, and you can contact me, and you can contact me here also. I will just need an email, so it might be easier to go through the blogger. That's okay. Okay, moving on. Those were wonderful. We are beginning, of course, the first unit study in history. And then for science, we are also doing Gather Round Creepy Crawlies. Now, with the North American history units through Gather Round, it is a mini unit. It's considered a mini unit. And so it does not have anything in it other than history. There's no science, there's no English, there's no language arts, there's no, things like that, spelling and stuff like that, which is the way I like it. I appreciate that. My kids, I read a lesson, they do their 2 pages, we're done with history. Now, the way her science unit is set up is the way that most of their units are set up, and it is everything that you need. It is science, history, art, geography, English, spelling, writing. It's everything that you need except for math. And Bible is also included. And so the way that I work those, because we're doing other things, is I pull pages out or I mark them out. I'm like, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. They will do their vocabulary through their science, because every science unit would have vocabulary. They do their spelling. If it applies, like if it's applicable to science, a lot of times it isn't. We skip the Bible pages with our science unit. We skip... sometimes we skip like the history, but sometimes it's applicable. You know, does that make sense? I guess all of it is, but it's like my discretion. Like, what are we going to do today? What do we have time for? So we're doing creepy crawlies. And yesterday they're like, go grab a jar and go outside and catch bugs. And I'm like, we're not doing that. I don't want bugs in my house, and that's great. And I have raised my children to where we do the nature studies, and we've done the bug thing before, and they've caught bugs and stuff, and we do observe. I'm saying a lot. I do apologize. Please don't turn me off yet. Go ahead and hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. Don't turn me off yet. Okay, moving on. You're welcome. I did it again. Okay. So, with nature study, I am of the impression that you don't interrupt nature. You're not going to catch a spider and pick it up and take it into your home. That's disrupting. You don't know where that spider was going or what's happening or whatever. You don't. Okay, I understand. Don't freak out. We sit and we observe and we watch and we wonder and we take pictures of it, and that's how we do things. If it is a safe bug, then you could, pick it up a little bit and let it walk around in your hand, and you can observe it that way, but then put it right back where you found it. That's the way I would like for my children to interact with nature. Now, inside of our home, if a bug is inside of our home, it doesn't belong there, so there's a little bit different. Okay, moving on. What else happened in October? Birthdays happened in October. My little one turned 11, and my husband had a birthday, and that was really cool. We got to go bowling, and yeah. What else? I don't know what else. So we're looking forward to November. We have a ton of birthdays like inside of our fellowship, and my birthday's coming up, and we're talking about taking a trip. So that would be a lot of fun. And yeah, we love taking trips for my birthday. I love taking trips for my birthday, and my husband does too. We tend to leave the kids behind, but I think we might actually take them with us and go and see if we can meet my oldest halfway or something somewhere. I don't know. Who knows? It's just being talked about. I guess that's it. I guess that was our October. School is going great. Because we hardly did any school in October, let's just be super real. We just started our 7th week of school. It took us 6 weeks to get through those first unit studies where they are 4-week unit studies. You know what? But that's okay. This is our school and it's our pace and whatever. We took 3 weeks off for fall break. 2.5, but really 3. I mean, come on. Let's get real. Whatever. My house is still kind of wrecked from it all. I just kind of moved things out of y'all's view, and I'm kind of looking at things that still need to get put away from Sukkot. I was last night, my bedroom was trashed. Is your master bedrooms, are they the dumping grounds for all things? I can't stand that. I need my room to be this safe haven, this place of refuge away from the clutter. I don't like clutter. Clutter stresses me out so bad. And so what we had done, because everybody was here and we were just kind of dealing with things, and I was cleaning before Sukkot, and we were rearranging things and whatever, and I came out, I cleaned my stuff out finally, and I got our office all together, and my room was trashed and had been trashed for a month. And so last night I was I can't do this anymore. I got to clean this mess up. I got to get all these blankets out of my room from Sukkot because we were camping. So it's all of the blankets, all of the laundry, and yeah, it was great. October was great. I love Octobers. I love Septembers. I love fall. Fall is my favorite time of the entire year. And for great reasons. We get feast days. I get my birthday. I get this beautiful weather. If I could live in November and October for the rest of my life, I'd be so happy. Just put me in the mountains and put me in the 70-degree weather, 60s. Yeah. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Thank you for being here. Thank you for loving me and loving this content. I will come back with you guys next week. Abba willing, I will see you guys next week. Bye for now.